4 6, then 5 1, 5 2, etc. 5 6, also 6 1, 6 2, etc. 6 6. These are the possible outcomes throwing two dice. First die 1 appear, second die also 1 appear. Here first die 1 appear, second die 2 appear. First die 1 appear, second die 3 appear. Like that. Here both dice are 3 3. Here 4 3. First die 4, second die 3. So these are the possible outcomes. Total number of outcomes are 36. So in a dice 1 2 3 4 5 6 outcomes are there. So throwing a die one time, so 6 raised to 1, that we got 6. Here 36 outcomes are there, so a die 6 outcomes are there. Throwing 2 times means 6 raised to 2, that is 36 outcomes are there. So these are the sample space of throwing 2 dice. So set of all experiments, all outcomes of an experiment is known as sample space. Next, probability. Let us study probability. Probability P of E. We represent probability of an event E is represented by P of E, which means probability of an event E, P of E, is defined as probability of an event E, P of E is equal to number of outcomes favorable to E divided by total number of possible outcomes of the experiment. Number of outcomes favorable to E divided by number of all possible outcomes of the experiment. For example, tossing a coin. Tossing a coin means the sample space is equal to HT, head or tail. These are the two outcomes, head or tail. So let E be the event as getting head when tossing a coin. E be the event as getting a head. So P of E, probability of getting E. E be the event of getting head. So probability of E means probability of getting head. Probability of getting head. P of head is equal to, our formula is number of outcomes favorable to E divided by total number of possible outcomes of the experiment. This is the sample space. S is equal to HT. We need probability of E. E means getting head. That is probability of getting head. Here head tail. Here one head. Only one head. We need getting head. So our favorable outcome is 1. Here only one head. That is our favorable outcomes is getting head. So here only one head. So favorable outcomes, number of favorable outcomes means 1. Only one head is there. So 1 divided by total number of all outcomes. How many outcomes are there? 1. So probability of getting head or probability of getting head or P of E or is equal to P of head, which is equal to 1 by 2. Let F be the event of getting tail. Getting a tail, which means probability of F, P of F is equal to probability of getting a tail, which is equal to, how many tails are here? Only one tail. Total number of outcomes 1 2. So 1 by 2. So probability of an event E is equal to number of outcomes favorable to E divided by number of all possible outcomes of the experiment. Now let us consider another example. Throwing a die. What are the outcomes? S is equal to throwing a die. Outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the 6 outcomes of the experiment. Our question is that E be the event of getting a number greater than 2. Let E be the event of getting a number greater than 2. We have to find out probability of E. E be the event of getting a number greater than 2. So our formula is number of outcomes favorable to E divided by number of all possible outcomes of the experiment. Our question is probability of getting a number greater than 2. Probability of getting number greater than 2. So our sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our sample space are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then our question is probability of a number greater than 2. So number greater than 2 means 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the numbers greater than 2. So we have to find probability of a number greater than 2. So our probability of E is equal to number of outcomes favorable to E divided by total number of outcomes. So number greater than 2 means these are the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 numbers are there. So favorable outcomes means number of favorable outcomes is 4 divided by total number of outcomes. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 by 6. That is the answer. So probability of a number greater than 2 which is equal to 4 by 6. Another example. Tossing 2 coins. Sample space are head, 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 tail, head, tail, tail. Probability of getting 2 heads. Probability of getting 2 heads which is equal to 2 heads. Our probability of getting 2 heads means in this experiment how many 2 heads are there? Here 2 head comes, here only 1 heads, here only 1 heads, here no heads. So here only 2 heads comes. So probability of E is equal to number of outcomes favorable to E means only one time our 2 heads are coming. So 1 time divided by total number of outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 by 4. So probability of getting 2 heads is equal to 1 by 4. So probability of an event P of E is equal to number of outcomes favorable to E divided by number of all possible outcomes of the experiment.